One of my assistants one time said, when he had this big production with lots and lots of lights, I said, how did you light this? And he said, well, one light at a time. And I thought, what a brilliant statement. From then, I've always sort of held true to that. You start with your main key light, and it's a building process. Then it's building blocks onto that. So once you start and you've established the foundation, bam, there's your main light. That's your key light. Then you just start adding one more and one more and one more, and you're exposing for those, and you're setting their exposure and their output based on that first one. And in this case especially, there's a lot of light and dark. And the idea with that was drama all the way. I just wanted drama. So basically, let's walk around the set real quick. Let's talk about this shot from each element. So the first element is the main light. The main light is a grid spot up high, really accenting my subject's face. I did notice that it was spilling onto her chest a little bit, so we brought in a double net, which just knocked off about a half stop of light down the lower portion of it. We just slid it right in, covering about the lower third of that grid spot. Our second light then is the small or medium softbox that's really sitting on the ground with an egg crate in front of it, skimming light right across the front of her gown. All it's doing is opening up that lower corner of the photograph. I just didn't want it to fall to black down there. That's the only reason for that. And then in the background, we've got our twin grids. And again, this is just because this is Hollywood. I'm just trying to make this look a little bit more of a glamorous shot. And so the controls there are how small or large the spots are, how close they are together, and their elevation, how high are they. So you can see that we put them in such a way that there's a big negative space right between the two, and that's where I placed my model. And it came together exactly as I had sort of foreseen that it might. When you take on a role of a shot like this, you have to be in charge of this photograph. You can't just turn the model loose and let the model just pose herself, because the sweet spot of that grid is so small that you've really got to direct her. And so my direction of the model was basically to keep her face in that hot spot where the exposure was dead on. And I really wanted those catch lights to be bright and shiny and really look crisp. So to do that, I know I had to work with her. And you can see I've got her shoulders a little bit away, and then I have her head over and then up, and then I would have to bring her eyes up. This required a little bit more maintenance on just getting her face in the right position. I think if you're interested in doing this kind of work or this kind of a picture, do yourself a favor and go back through and find pictures, find old pictures from the Hollywood heyday, and tear them out of a magazine and make a little folder with all your tear sheets and go through and pick out what you like and really closely look at it and try to determine how it was lit. Look at the highlights and look at the shadows, and that'll tell you everything. The catch lights in the eye will always tell you how something was lit. So that's a really good place to start. But then just kind of walk around the set and start adding to that. And you can see that sometimes it was done with one light, sometimes it was done with 6. Determine what's going to work best for you and for your style and the direction that you want to go.